Well, it's quite a unique area, really, and I've been to quite a few rainforested areas in the world, and I've never seen the abundance and density of wildlife that I've seen here in the peninsula. And that is quite unique, I think. I don't think there are any areas of rainforested areas of the world that quite match here for the sheer abundance of wildlife.
The first time that I went to the OSA was in 2002. The first place I visited was the Luna Lodge, and the first person I met was Lana.
I really built this lodge to share because I wanted to show the people the importance of nature.
I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the idea of protecting such a magical place and making sure that other generations can be able to actually feel the same things that I felt when I first got there. Later on, I started studying the actual richness of its biodiversity and other spectacular and magnificent characteristics. Once you start to understand all those facts, you realize that it's a unique place in this earth and that you need to protect it and keep loving it forever.
Why this place is so important. So many people, like National Geographic says that it's the most intense biological place left on this earth. 50% of all the living things in this world at the moment are in a belt that's 10 degrees above the equator and 10 degrees below the equator. Costa Rica is in that belt. 5% of all the biodiversity in the world is in Costa Rica, and 2.5% is here in Corcovado. That's why it's one of the most important things to preserve.
Costa Rica is, as we know, right in the middle of, on this tiny little piece of land, the bridge between North and South America. And so a lot of the animals, they migrate seasonally between North and South America. And so it's really important for us to protect migration corridors that exist in certain critical parts of Costa Rica. And as it is, as 70% of the biologists in North America have been confirming and saying that if we keep going at the current pace of extinction of our plants and animal species, 50% of all existing species will be lost within the next 100 years.
I think it's the same way you can describe saving one of the lungs in your body. It's basically one of the lungs for the earth. It's the way the earth breathes and it keeps biodiversity flowing. It is absolutely a key area in the global warming situation. That area of the size of Long Island can cool, a big percentage of the continent.
Well, the threats now seem to be mainly from the encroachment of resort tourism. These high-rise resort hotels that come along with golf courses and that sort of thing. Up until now, this peninsula has really been a destination for eco-tourists who come to eco-lodges here that are very much in keeping with the environment and don't intrude upon it at all. Whereas these resort hotels just come in and basically destroy everything.
My farm is up high, but everything from my farm all the way to the beach is for sale. There's over 12 different farms, and they're all for sale, and most of them are owned by gold miners. And the most important thing for me in this project, White Hawk Project, is number one, to have it protected forever for the animals. Number two, there will never be any type of development, maybe trails and maybe a research center. And number three, if the gold miner would like to continue to live there until he passes away, he is totally welcome to live there. And just like Hugo, my friend, he has pretty much protected it for 35 years. So I want him to continue to live there, but also want to repay him for everything that he has protected for all this time. So we're just trying to extend this whole corridor to go all the way to the end to Matapalo. It's so important for the animals because the park isn't big enough.
I really feel that it is humanity's job as parents, as stewards of the planet and the environment. We need to do what we need to do, whatever it takes to protect these species and to stop the extinction of species and to maintain the incredible diversity of life that we have on the planet.
I personally have a very, very fulfilling job. It's my job to show off this peninsula to people, and the peninsula does it really, I just have to take them there, And for me personally, the satisfaction and joy I get out of doing that is immense, and not to have that here, and to see the populations of animals decline and, the beauty and charm of this peninsula disappear, personally I find it heartbreaking,
It's an effort that we probably are going to consider vital for the Osa Peninsula, for Costa Rica, for Central America, for Latin America, for America, and for the planet. I just invite everybody to be involved and to believe that this is not an isolated area, but is part of a planet and is a very important part of the planet.